What we've been echoing a lot, that we wouldn't be surprised if there's a superseding indictment, and I don't know. I don't think that May date is going to stick if he's hit with additional charges. That's just my guess.
This week, Combs' attorney filed another appeal trying to get the rapper out on bail. This after a proposed $50 million bail package was rejected over concerns that Diddy is a danger to the community and could tamper with witnesses in this case.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out with some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm talking.
In a dramatic turn of events, Sean Diddy Combs appeared in court facing charges that could alter his life forever. The courtroom was packed, the tension palpable, and the world watched as Diddy smiled at the judge during the verdict. What followed next was nothing short of shocking. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as Diddy, dressed in a tan prison-issued uniform, was brought in. Despite the gravity of the situation, did he manage to flash a smile at the judge? His family, including his mother Janice and his children, were present, offering silent support.
Diddy's mother Janice was heckled while heading into court. And for the first time, his 6 oldest children, including 17-year-old twins Delilah and Jesse, arrived together to support their dad. Inside, Diddy was dressed in a tan prison-issued uniform. He smiled and waved to his family when he walked out of the holding cell. A trial has been set for May 5th, which is the same day as the Met Gala. At the center of today's status hearing, who leaked that brutal Cassie video? And could it get the entire case thrown out?
He entered. Did he wave to his family, his demeanor seemingly relaxed?
Kara Scannell is outside of the courthouse. Kara, tell us what happened.
So, Brianna, the judge has set a May 5th trial date for Sean Diddy Combs to face those charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation of prostitution. Now, Diddy was in court today. He entered the courtroom wearing a jail-issued outfit, a khaki long-sleeve shirt, pants. He was also shackled at the ankles. His family members were in the courtroom, his mother and most of his children. He had waved to them, blew a kiss to his mother, and one of his sons had raised and flexed his arm, his bicep, as though to show a sign of strength. Now, this hearing was mostly about procedural issues.
The judge set a trial date for May 5, 2025 for Diddy to face charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation of prostitution. The proceedings began with procedural issues focusing on the evidence gathered. Prosecutors revealed they had seized 96 devices from Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami, raising the stakes even higher.
Weeks ago, he's been charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and fraud, and he has pleaded not guilty.
MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubens joins us now and has been following this case. So, Lisa, first off, what more did we learn from this hearing?
Well, we learned a couple of things. One, as you pointed out, that May 2025 trial, and it's expected to last roughly 4 weeks, 3 weeks for the prosecution, 1 week for the defense. We also learned that prosecutors seized almost 100 different electronic devices from Sean Combs between his homes and on his person.
As the trial date looms, Diddy's legal team made stunning accusations regarding a leaked video showing Diddy beating his ex-girlfriend Cassie. They argued that the video had been leaked by law enforcement, aiming to taint the jury pool and prejudice the case against Diddy. The defense requested an investigation into the leaks, claiming the prosecution had obtained the video only after it aired on CNN.
Is there any other place we should be looking at for motive?
You know, I think there's a lot of theories out there. This was on hotel security surveillance footage. Why did this not come out until now? You would imagine that if you were an employee at this hotel and you saw this footage, that the first call would be to the LAPD. Of course, we would never reveal our source or our sources.
CNN, Homeland Security, and the U.S. Attorney's Office all declined to comment. Diddy himself apologized after the videotape was released.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Today, one of Diddy's lawyers told us he is very strong and doing well. They're asking for a gag order in the case. But lawyer Gloria Allred, who represents Thalia Graves, who has also accused Diddy of rape, did speak outside court today.
What does it mean to go against someone who has such financial means, such as Diddy?
Well, again, for any victim, knowing that the person they allege abused them or hurt them in some ways, to know that he's rich and powerful and famous and could use his celebrity power in some way, they worry.
Also here in court today, the judge ruled that Diddy will remain behind bars for now.
That means Diddy will be spending his 25th night in Brooklyn's notoriously tough metropolitan detention.
The judge did not immediately rule on the request for an investigation, but indicated that he would consider the arguments presented by both sides. Meanwhile, the defense sought a gag order to prevent the prosecution from discussing any grand jury evidence or non-public evidence before the trial.
The judge said he is not going to decide today on whether they should have a hearing. He's going to let the sides file their legal briefs and their legal arguments on this. But one thing that Combs' lawyers did ask for is what they called a gag order. They want the prosecution to be stopped from talking about any grand jury evidence in this case or any non-public evidence. Now, prosecutors never really discussed that publicly before a trial. And the judge said, in fact, that because that is the rule, he said, is there any harm in imposing this? And the prosecutor had asked the judge to make it reciprocal to stop Combs' lawyers from saying anything more about any of the evidence in this case. They cited an interview that Combs' lawyer had given to TMZ in which he suggested that the government was trying to, he accused the government of making a takedown of a successful black man. They said they wanted him to stop talking about that. Combs' lawyer said that if this does go into place, these restrictions on statements, he would abide by it. So the judge asked him to draft what this order would be, send it to him, and he would sign it. So we will learn in the coming days of exactly the contours of what they're prevented from.
Adding to the media frenzy, details from Diddy's infamous 4th of July white parties in the Hamptons emerged. These gatherings, attended by celebrities and high-profile individuals, were known for their lavish and sometimes debid nature. A particularly disturbing account came from a now-adult man who recalled attending one of these parties as a child, witnessing drug use and inappropriate behavior. Diddy's legal troubles were compounded by new allegations from his former photographer's son, who described uncomfortable encounters and inappropriate behavior at these infamous parties. The image of Diddy, once a glamorous host, was now overshadowed by these serious accusations.
There has been negative propaganda put out about me that's not true, and has really tried to stain my legacy.
And we have more breaking news. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is accused of rape. A lawsuit by R&B singer Cassie claims that she was in a years-long relationship with Combs that also involved beatings.
Sean Diddy Combs has been hit with another lawsuit just as he settles his first. Now, the time, Joy Dickerson-Neal claims that she was a victim of revenge porn, in addition to allegedly being drugged and sexually assaulted by the musician back in 1991.
Well, looking at this lawsuit, Cassie, she claims that her and Diddy had freak-off sessions.
You talking about the freak-off session where they used to do in the studio and all of that over different entertainers' houses and stuff? When we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they'd be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they'd be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was.
Thing you could imagine why somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
Yes, this is P. Diddy with his pants down. And yes, this is a real photo. This is not AI. Apparently he was performing in front of a bunch of guys, but this is actually a real photo. This is the man that might lose everything. Today we're gonna dive deep into this question. Has his past finally caught up?
Diddy's legal team faced an uphill battle in securing bail for the music mogul, despite offering a substantial bail package secured by his Miami estate and proposing stringent monitoring conditions. The judge denied the request, citing Diddy as a potential threat to witnesses and a danger to the community as even more disturbing allegations surface around. Just in general, a lot of them are brought up on pretty heavy federal indictments, right? So just in terms of the atmosphere there, it's just certainly one that no one wants to be in. Combs was placed in a special housing unit, and on suicide watch, the standard protocol for high-profile celebrity detainees. The disgraced mogul was denied bail by 2 separate judges. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, asked the court to transfer him to the federal detention section at the Essex County Jail, but the judge deferred to the Bureau of Prisons. That's it for now. Don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon. And thanks for watching my video.